Cage Minds, Mika Frankl, joined by Lambala, Brian Mendoza. How you doing, sir?
How you guys doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Man, been a while since I got to talk to you in person. Vegas, it's hot, the summer, and you're getting ready for a fight. We got a pandemic going on. There's just a lot of stuff. How are you, first off?
I'm great, man. Just been staying busy. The whole pandemic thing sucked, being locked in the house is just horrible. It makes you depressed and everything. But thankfully, I got to get back in the gym and just been working, grinding. And I get to focus on something now, which is huge. And times like this, it's nice to have a goal.
What were you doing, though, during the pandemic, during that time stuck in the house?
Well, thankfully, my trainer only closed the gym for about 3 weeks, maybe. The first like 3 weeks, and then he started sneaking us in like one by one, doing the personal training one-on-one type thing. But no, during those 2 weeks, like I set up a little corner in my garage to work out in. I was making sure I was not gaining too much quarantine weight. And then no, just trying to stay busy, trying to read books, man, watching TV, anything I could do. I watched every movie on Netflix.
So what's your recommendation then for everybody bored looking for something on Netflix?
Oh, man, I'm literally out of stuff to watch. I've just been watching random stuff. Um, Man, I honestly couldn't even because I haven't gotten addicted to anything in a while. Like I know I really like the show Shameless. That's like a crazy type show that I got into, but I haven't gotten addicted to anything in a while, so I can't like say like just one thing out of the other. Just everything, man. Just binge watching random stuff.
And how happy were you? You're there in Vegas to see boxing come back. Vegas was first. You saw it there, top ranked at the MGM. So how happy was that? And what kind of buzz was there around the scene when all of that was getting put together and you're there locally to hear about it?
Oh, it was awesome, and then just knowing it's so close by. That's the reason I came to Vegas because there's opportunities out here. That's why I was able, to connect with the right people. I'm making my PBC debut. Uh, Coming up in 2 weeks, well, a little over a week. And I get that because I'm here, right place, right time, networking with people, just grinding all the time. The fact that I was in the gym during quarantine also is the reason I got an opportunity. And so it's awesome. And like I said, that's why I came to Vegas. So tons of buzz, tons of everything, and it played out perfectly.
Now you've been there and seen the scene, seen your gym even in particular move and grow. What has that been like for you, just being a part of this even bigger camp and these high profile fighters that you've had the opportunity to spar with? What has that meant to you?
It's insane. Like literally just today, I'm sparring your Dennis Ugas. He's about to fight for a world championship. He had a huge amateur record, beat tons of fighters that are champions today in the pros. Did tons of stuff. So I'm learning from him, working with him. And then right outside the ring, I have two-time gold medalist from Cuba, Rovesi Ramirez. I have him cornering me and helping me in the corner, like making some adjustments, like, hey, you're doing this right, doing this wrong, like this and that. It's just insane. A couple of days ago, I sparred with Eddie Lara, another world champion in my weight class. Just it's insane, man. I couldn't ask for more. I've sparred for like in this camp is my move up to 154. I've sparred with two different world champions from 154. I've sparred with Ugas, about to be a champion at 47. I have these dudes with amateur. It's like it's too much, man. I'm learning every day. I'm like a little kid, with this notepad, just constantly asking questions and everything and studying, and it's awesome.
Does it ever
Sorry
get
if you can
that?
hear that rain. It's raining for the first time in like 6 months in Vegas, so it's going pretty hard. Sorry if you can hear that.
Actually, I don't think I can. Maybe it'll come through on the video. I was going to ask, with all those
Perfect.
looks,
Yeah.
with everything, has it been moments where it's been a little too much, a little overwhelming, all the information, everything coming at you from all the different angles?
No, because I've always considered myself an open-minded person. Like I don't say like, oh, I do this and this is the way it is. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm always open, to making adjustments or whatever. And on top of that, no, it's actually been a confidence boost because now I know I belong in there with these guys. I hold my own with all of them. I've, like I do good things against them as well, as well as take some punches. But the amount that I've learned and grown, especially in this last camp, is just been insane. And it's not too much. It's actually a confidence booster because I know that I'm at there with as little as experience as I have. I'm at that level. I'm able to get through that.
When I talked to you on the Mike show, we talked about going up to 54, 47 was getting hard to make. Do you remember when we first started doing interviews? You were like just walking around at 47 and it was perfect.
Hmm. Yeah, those were the days, man. But that's the thing. You've known me for that long. You know just how long I've been at 147, and then each fight it kept getting harder and harder, and like my body was just hurting. It like started physically hurting these last two counts, and it was just, the only reason is because I already had 18 fights, 16, 17 fights into 147. So I was like, I've already made this kind of traction in there, and I don't want to just start over at a new weight or whatever, but. Because my trainer Ismail Salas had been telling me to move up to 154 since before our first fight together which was 3 fights ago. So for 3 fights, he was telling me like, move up. You're gonna be healthier. But just me being stubborn, I guess. And just because I felt like I was so long at 147, I'm like right there. But it's just time, man. And then I'm feeling way better in camp, happier, healthier, stronger, everything.
What has it been like for you not having to cut the weight, not having to cut the calories, and just the feeling better? How much different has that made you feel in sparring and everything? And how has that changed your thoughts about, wow, I should have did this 3 fights ago, possibly?
No, of course, but I try not to look back too much, because there's always that coulda, shoulda, woulda, hindsight 2020, blah blah blah. But it's just looking forward. I'm just happy that I'm healthy now. I built an incredible team around me, and like all the way from doctors to strength and conditioning coaches to my trainer. Like I feel really confident in my team, and all I have to do is just go out there and perform.
What do you think are going to be some of your differences now at 154?
I got to actually build a little bit of muscle. I got to work my legs more. Because like when I was dropping to 147, I couldn't so much as like drink a protein shake. I had to like cut anything that would make me heavy. And so I'm a lot more solid now. My balance is there. I have stronger legs. Um, just I built a better foundation.
And how much different of a fighter do you feel you are now under Salas? And what are some of the differences about your game?
It's actually taken some time, just to be able to like truly soak in all the knowledge because I can read it all back to you, but like now my body's reacting the way I want it to. I'm starting to move, and it was almost because of the quarantine. It was like a blessing in disguise because since everybody got kicked out, you couldn't train in groups. It was a lot of one-on-one time, and that time just made a huge difference. It just like I feel like I blew up like 10 different levels. Um, so now like I wouldn't like say even like a few like last year or whatever, I didn't feel completely different yet. I wasn't It all hadn't soaked in yet, the techniques, the fundamentals, all this stuff. I was just improving little by little, but now I do consider myself a completely different fighter. Evolved, not just different but better, evolved, and just more solid. Just too much knowledge, man, not to be growing out here.
How hard is it, though, to make adjustments when you've been training one style and learning from one set of coaches for so many years and then to move and the change? How hard is that to get the muscle memory to want to go along with the theory that you're learning?
It takes time, like because I had some bad habits and I had some good habits, that you can keep going, but it takes time to get rid of bad habits, like little habits, just little things, that little quirks or whatever that you do when you're fighting or sparring or something. Um, it just takes time, and I'm going on I think like 2 years. Actually, I think almost exactly 2 years because I came out here in August, so this would be the second one. It's just been um, insane now, but like I said, it took time. So like at first, it wasn't really like I can do just about anything they asked for, but on my own in my head, it wasn't clicking just yet. And then it would come and go. Like I'd have a really good day, and then I would have an off day, and then. But now it's at the point where I've been consistently good. I'm a lot more solid. My balance, foundation, technique, just everything.
Going to be back in action at the end of the month with quarantine, with how long it's been since the last fight. What are your emotions towards that the fight is almost here?
I'm coming to take someone's head off, man. Just plain and simple. Those are the emotions that I had to sit through all the stress of quarantine. Um, I'm coming off that loss. That one's been bugging me. I need to get back in there, get in that win column where I belong. And it's just I just need to fight, man. I need to throw some hands. Sparring's one thing, but I need to fight.
I know that at 147 you were draining yourself. All that being said, it was a split decision. There's still a judge that scored it for you. So, how do you look back at the Larry Gomez fight?
I just thought it was a close fight that could have gone either way. I actually, to be honest, I thought it was weird I didn't get it. Um, but like I said, it could have gone either way. So I rolled with it, man. There's like, what can you do? You got to respect what the judges decide, and that's it, man. I add that chip to my shoulder and I move forward and put some extra heat on my shots. Try not to reach the judges next time.
So it did put a chip on your shoulder, though, those judges.
Not so much the judges as just my performance, because I know that was not at all like who I am as a fighter. It was just I was not there. So no, it's not so much the judges, just at myself. The performance and stuff that just it felt so off. Like even my hook, which is like my best shot, wasn't coming off right. Just um, so it's more that, but it's just it added fuel to the fire. It's just fuel to the fire.
Do you think if another judge sees that fight your way, are you still making this move to 154?
Yeah, because it was just time. Like my last, so my first fight with Salas was 3 fights ago. That one I made it, but I made the weight, but I didn't recover right. Like it was just weird. My body was like really like just weird. So that was like fishy. Then the second one, it was a little tougher to make it, but I went in there and I still boxed relaxed. That first round, it was a first round knockout, so you don't know how your conditioning would have played out. And then this last one was just even like 3 weeks before the fight, my sparring was just horrible. Like I didn't have the energy to go more than like 4 rounds. And that was even 3 weeks ahead of the fight before I had peaked or anything like that. So it was just too rough. It was time. I held on as long as I could. I'm 26 now. I've grown into 54 like a long time ago, to be honest. But I kept forcing it, and then now it's time to just be healthy and take some heads off at 154.
You mentioned it when we talked to you on Saturday on the radio show. 154 is kind of wide open. The belts have been kind of hot potatoes. So,
Mm-hmm.
how much was that also kind of eye-opening for you, thinking there may be more opportunities at 154?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Because it's hot potato. The titles are so hot potato because of the talent, though. It's not, like there's one guy that's good, he's kind of sucks, but so he moves on. There's so much talent that's why it's changing hands. And then at 47, you're just not getting as many of those big fights. But at 54, they're not too worried about fighting the bigger names. You see these bigger fights being made, and but no, definitely, I just see an opportunity. I just like I've sparred with he was just the second to last champion right now. He had 3 titles. Julian Williams. I sparred with him, and like I just see things. Like it was just some light work, like a few rounds, but I see things. Even in that little bit, you test things out. And with Lara, he's the hardest sparring I've had in my life. But I see things. I'm developing. There's like some good habits I have that work with it. So yeah, like it's an insane amount of talent, but I see that I can be up there. I want my own title.
Moving from one big opportunity, you're with Top Rank, to moving over to
Mm-hmm.
PBC. Was there a reason for the move, or just opportunities coming up you asked and it was that simple?
It was a mix of everything, because it wasn't like a bad split. I started hearing rumors that Top Rank just dropped me after that last fight, which was not true. I can break that myth here. Um, it was just I was supposed to fight like in April with Top Rank, And then obviously the whole quarantine thing happened. But even before that, I think it was like around February, I just asked for my release because I just, the offers were kind of weird. We felt like, I felt like we had different visions for the path that we wanted to take. Top Rank wanted to go this way, I wanted to go that way. And they also just didn't like that I wanted to move up to 154. They want more fighters at 47 and stuff like that. They're not too invested in the super welterweight weight class. And so no, I just thought, it's best, if we're on different pages like this, just give me my release. And they did, and then came quarantine, so that's why I didn't really make the next move. And then training during quarantine and everything is actually when I got this chance to get with PBC and make my debut with them and get moving.
Going to be heading out to California and going to be taking on Thomas Lamanna. What do you like about this opportunity?
It's a huge opportunity, man. Quarantine, so there's more eyes on the sports right now because there's so few sports going on. Um, it's huge. I think that guy has a perfect style for me to just put my skills on display and everything, man. Just got to deal with the bubble, but that's small things right now. It's not a problem. I'm just happy I have an opportunity to get back in there and get back in the win column.
I'm not fully sure how PBC is doing it. I know that we've seen the video boards with Top Rank, and we've even seen a couple times they'll shoot to the fans. And what have you thought of these atmospheres and the way that the UFC, the boxing, that everybody, even the NBA, the way that they're working with these audience-less arenas to still kind of add in that extra entertainment? What are your thoughts on it?
I honestly have to see how it is when I get there, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. You have to kind of think of it as sparring, just like a really intense sparring, because there's something that the crowd does to you, and I don't think you can replace that with a few speakers and stuff like that. The crowd just gets this electricity going through you. It's one of the things I love about fighting, but we got to make do it if we can. It's better than sitting on the sidelines not doing anything. And I just have to, just pump myself up, get that adrenaline going. As soon as punches start flying, we should be good. And I'm just focused on hearing my trainer and just throwing hands anyway.
So you kind of feel there will be something lost in the fight night experience from the lack of an audience?
Yeah, but like I said, once punches start landing, your adrenaline gets going. You don't really hear the crowd anyway, but there's always that factor, that electricity you get from the crowd, whether they're for you or against you. It's just something that just adds to it, and it's why we love doing it, why we love performing and doing this stuff in front of big crowds and everything like that. But no, it is what it is, man. There's no complaints really on my side. I'm gonna deal with it and put on a show regardless. There's
Uh,
cameras, so let's go.
as a viewer sitting there on your couch, have you felt that it's looked awkward or a little more like sparring rather than what you normally see from boxing? Have you felt that it's looked any? I think we lost Brian. Hey, you're back. Did
Yeah.
we? Have you felt from a viewer standpoint that it's been any different the boxing shows?
Yeah, you do feel it. It's just kind of, I don't know, man. Like, cause I've heard the fake cheers they put on and everything, or like they let people like send stuff or whatever. But you just have to focus on the fight. Just get tunnel vision and forget about it. Make it as intense as possible, but there's not much you can do.
With the excitement and with the debut, with debuting with PBC, moving up the weight class, how do you keep all those emotions intact and not come out like overzealous?
Just enjoy myself. This is what I love to do. I'm training day in, day out. I'm one of the only people that was still training during quarantine. Like I didn't take time off. I went out for runs. I set up a spot in my garage. This is what I love to do. At the end of the day, there's all those motivations or whatever behind the scenes, but it's just me and another dude hitting each other. And I think it's just gonna be like a fun night, man. Just enjoying myself. And I always remind myself that like all things set aside, this is what I love to do. So that's what it is, and I'm just gonna go out there and have fun.
In that plus 100-degree heat there in Vegas, how do you get runs in?
Um, I either go early in the morning or late at night or whatever, but there's days I've had to run in the sun, and it just is what it is. Growing up in Albuquerque, at least thankfully, it was pretty hot there, so it's not too much of like a shock and change for me. But no, man, suck it up and get the work in.
Man, you tell me 110, 115, and I am just really happy that it's in the high 90s here.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just that dry heat. It feels like the sun's right here on top of you. But oh man, I'm in a sport where they teach you to hide your emotions and hide your feelings and everything. So I'll be crying on the inside, but I'm grinding.
Talk to me about the path. You said what's the path for you here at 154? What do you think, and what are you thinking at least for your year now, for the next year? What do you want to get done now that you're moving to 154?
I want to get minimum of 2, 3 fights within the year, and then make them statements because I believe if I put on a few good performances, especially with the record I have and everything, and just showing that I belong at 154, that I'm carrying my power with me, my conditioning, everything. Um, Even next year, I can fight for a title shot or a ranking title or something like that. So within a year, 2 years, I want to fight for a belt.
You knew you were going out there for the opportunities, but still, how different was it moving from we have an active boxing scene to just moving right into the middle of the
Mhm.
boxing scene?
It's insane, man. Just like on a daily basis, like random stars and celebrities come through. Like you'll just meet people like you never thought you'd meet in the boxing world, and it's just another day to them. It's no big deal. So no, you just learn to like almost get desensitized to it. Now I just see people all the time. It's like, oh, cool, what's up? Um, but it's insane. It's opportunity wise, always gonna be the right move. There's definitely so much opportunity out here, and I want to keep representing Albuquerque and all of New Mexico. Out here in Vegas, I'm getting on these TV fights and hopefully get a world title very soon.
Has there been a moment though where somebody's came in the gym and Brian's had a fanboy moment?
No, I'm not. I've never been much of a fanboy. Like, I don't get starstruck like that. The one time I did is I met my favorite fighter, Andre Ward, and then I didn't even really get starstruck. I just told him I was like, "You're the only person I would ever get starstruck with." I got my picture stuff, and we kept it moving. It was on a top ranked show because he's a comment. What's the word? He does commentary for them.
Analyst, broadcaster.
um, yeah, there you go. I met him and that was really cool. That's my favorite fighter. Studied him like crazy and everything. But no, besides that, it's just I'll take a picture with people, but not freaking out like that.
It was a hard decision, and I know a lot went into it, but it feels like everything's been worth the move.
hmm Yeah, no, 100%. I've obviously had my ups and downs here, but at the end of the day, this is where all the opportunities are, and I feel like I can make some noise in the sport and become a world champion. And this is the place I'm gonna be able to do it. There's just too much opportunity out here not to take advantage.
He sounds excited. He said he wants to take somebody's head off. That's probably going to be Thomas Lamanna, hoping everything goes well. How awful is the COVID-19 testing? Have you had to go through that yet, or not until you get to California?
PBC is going pretty crazy about it. We're getting, I think, the last 3 or 4 weeks of camp. They're testing you twice a week, and then they test you when you get to. That's just in training camp, twice a week in training camp, and then they test you when you get out there before you get in the bubble, and then they test you, I think, like before weigh-ins and before the fight or something. So plenty of testing. There's no shortage of testing with PBC, but it's what we got to do to be safe, stay safe, and then just deal with it, man. Just lots of swabs in the nose and stuff, but it is what it is.
August 29th, we'll get to see him on FS1, back in action. Brian Mendoza, is there anybody that you need to thank or shout out to?
You guys, man, and everybody in Albuquerque, all New Mexico. Thanks for the fans, the love. I always appreciate all the support. You guys always showed love. Cage Minds has showed love since I was an amateur, so much love to you guys. And no, just thank everybody. Just check out my fight. I'm back, stronger, healthier, faster, everything. We're ready to go.
And how can everybody keep up with you on social media?
I'm on social media all across the board at La Bala Mendoza and on Facebook, Brian Marino Mendoza. And yeah, just keep up, follow me on there. I'm always posting updates, training videos, all that stuff. Keep up with me, man. Let's go on the road to the top now.
Awesome, Brian. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.